right, we're back, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that tuned into the latest video and for all of your comments. Really great to see you all again and to be back. Want to give you a little update on my training. I think I recorded that about a week ago. So I was only a couple days into what is now an 11-day run streak, and I looked back onto my Strava training, and it is the best, like my longest stretch of running since last July. I think I did maybe like 12 days or something, but I'm gonna see how long I can keep this streak going. I had a streak going, I think, a real long time ago. This might have been, I'm gonna say 2011 or 2012. I think I did a run every single day, January 1 for like the first 50 days of the year. It was one of the most consistent buildups that I've ever had as a runner. And I think within a few weeks of that year, I was running 100-mile weeks, maintained that for a couple months. So don't know where this one's gonna lead me, but we're gonna see. Another interesting thing just popped out on Twitter today. I gave up caffeine about 2 weeks ago. This is probably not gonna permanently give it up, but I did feel like I was becoming a bit addicted to it, drinking 3-4 cups of coffee a day, drinking energy drinks most days on top of that, and it just got to the point where I just felt kind of gross with drinking all of this caffeine and kind of feeling like I needed to go to it. And so randomly got sick a couple weeks ago, threw up, and was like, I'm just gonna stop drinking coffee for a little while, get a little bit more sleep. I'm gonna drink a smoothie instead and see how it goes. And happy to say I feel like I'm over that hump now. I'm not feeling like I need to have that coffee. So again, not sure how long I'll keep that up. I have experimented with giving up caffeine at different times, and it seems like it works okay. So anyways, ended up with 32 miles run last week. So that was my first real week back after taking about 12 weeks off, probably more than that. That's just as far as I saw on Strava. So super inconsistent there for a few months. 32 miles last week. I should hit at least that this week. And what is on today's calendar? We've got 3 miles with a bunch of climbing. So I'm still working with a coach, and he wants me to just spend a little bit more time on feet today. I'm gonna be going all the way up Piestewa Peak, which is the trail I was on last week. It's a little warmer today. I'm gonna summit the mountain, gonna run back down. There's a split off trail junction about halfway up. And if I'm feeling good, I might dip down to the other side and go all the way up, do the summit again for a second time, and then come all the way back down here to the parking lot. So I'll get between 3 and 4 miles on this run. The goal is 2,000 to 2,500 feet of climbing, depending on how I feel. And yeah, not bringing any food or water. We're just gonna go for it. So that's kind of what's on tap today. And I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm gonna talk about my proposed race calendar, so stay tuned for that at the end of the video. And let me know, what is your longest streak run? Do you believe in streak running? Has it helped you? I'm really curious to learn more. There are some of those guys and gals on Instagram and out there posting about their 2,000 or 7,000 day run streak. I don't think I wanna be that tied into that, but I'll tell you what, for right now, it is super helpful to get me out the door every single day. I typically feel better for doing so. So I'm gonna get this run going. All right, we're 700 feet up. This was all in the shade the other morning. Definitely feeling a bit sore. This trail has so much irregular steps in it. There he is, official summit marker. So far, got 11:68 to climb and about 25 minutes up, so nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna dip back down and then head back up for my second trip. Hopefully we'll be, I don't know, maybe we'll be at over 2,000 feet to climb. See how it goes. All right, for better or for worse, I'm dropping down the backside here of Piestewa. This is on the circumference trail. Just gonna go to the bottom of this switchbacky section, and then I'm gonna head all the way back up to the summit. Okay, we're on our climb again. Make our way to the top here for a second time. I'm not really, in my training log, I'm not really keeping track of vert or hours. It's all mileage based. So I'll open up my final surge. That's where we keep track of everything. And I'll have my workouts in there. Either just run this many miles, or at some point here we'll start to do some speed work, I'm sure, or some hill repeats. And today the note was get in some steep climbing. More time on feet, but less mileage. So here we are. Just for fun, once I hit the saddle, I'm going to jog / run for as long as I can without stopping. We'll see how many seconds I can go, how much fitness I have right now. I don't think it's gonna be great, but we'll see how long we can keep a running stride going without walking. All right, it's right up here. Stop after a minute. Ran into too many people. That was fun. A wrap. We got 4 miles exactly, 1 hour and 30 minutes with a total of 2,260 feet of climb. It's getting warm out there, folks. It is nice out. It is great. So we will stop that. And thanks for coming along on this run. And stay tuned. We're going to talk about our race calendar for the year. Okay, recording here as well. Had that great run today, now 11 days deep. What can you guys expect from this channel going forward this year? Well, we've set a little miniature goal, just a little baby goal, and that would be to release one of these videos per week. So trying to take a different approach, just build some consistency. So hopefully you'll see a brand new episode each and every week. I don't want to promise anything more than that. So let's move on to my calendar this year. I forget if I talked about this in my last video, but I did apply to a few different races like I typically do. The Western States Lottery, did not get into that. Didn't put into Hard Rock for this year, but I have put together a little bit of a race calendar. It is still mostly tentative at this point, but if things keep trending in a good direction, hoping to get some races official and sign up for them. So first up, give me 1 second, I'm gonna pull up my, here it is. Alrighty, so this is my potential calendar. Probably fit some more races in here in between, but first up, coming up quick, this is still a question mark. I will likely see how my next week of training goes, so I'll probably be able to tell you in my next video if I'm gonna be signing up for this race. This is the Black Canyon 60K. We are now in our 10th year of the Black Canyon races, and I have yet to run any of them. I've run almost all the other Aravaipa races, but not Black Canyon. And it won't be the Black Canyon 100K this year, as I will be spending my day working on the live stream, but the 60K is now on Sunday, and I'm highly considering running it. I have not run 37 miles in quite some time. I couldn't even tell you the last time I ran an ultramarathon distance. So that is a bit of a stretch, but I think if I take it easy, I might go for it. Next up, I'm toying around with the idea of running the Lake Sonoma 50. Not sure yet. It will likely depend on how Black Canyon 60K goes and if I have that weekend free. Always wanted to run Lake Sonoma 50, and it seems like this might be a good year for it. Next up to my first A race of the year. This is gonna be the Sedona Canyons 125 miler. Very pumped, very excited for this event, the inaugural, the half Cocodona. Incredible point-to-point route that is extremely diverse in nature. And I'm beyond excited that this is on my calendar this year. I can't wait to share that race with all of you out there. I think this is gonna be one of the most premier 100+ mile distances going forward. It's an instant classic of a course and everything around it, surrounding it. So keep your eye on this race. I would say come on out if you don't yet have a summer or early summer 100. I think it's gonna be a great option for you. Generous time limits. You have 75 hours to complete this thing. And if you're curious about the 200 or 200+ mile distance, this could be a great option. Next up, this is a second-year race, I believe. It's in New Mexico, and it's the Philmont 50 miler. If you know anything about Boy Scouts, you know about Philmont Scout Ranch. It's one of the high adventure camps in the country, and I did 2 backpacking treks growing up. So I did one in the year 2000, and then I did one, it was a few years later. It might have been 2004 or 5. So these are backpacking treks. So you come to base camp, you get ready, and then you load up. They drop you off out in the backcountry, and you make your way through the camp, usually back to the starting point. So there's all these different treks. There's probably hundreds of miles of trails, and we did maybe a 70 to 90 mile trek over about a week. And so sometimes you camp at these camps with infrastructure. So there's shotgun shooting, or there's rock climbing or mountain biking, or there would be a lake and you're out canoeing. So there's all these different activities to do out there, but you backpack in between these, and they have established cowboy camps at some of these. And then sometimes you're just out there on your own and you kind of make your own tent camp setup. Anyways, really had a great time there. You know, some of my formative years were spent out at Philmont, lots of great memories. And for me, to be able to go back, you know, 20+ years later, and now there's an ultra marathon there, and I can run 50 miles and go through all these camps as aid stations. It sounds very appealing to me, and I'm gonna hopefully put that on the race calendar this year. Haven't signed up yet. And I guess my other A race of the year that I'm highly considering, depending on my schedule later in the year, would be Grand Raid, Diagonal Defu on Reunion Island. It is one of the bucket list races I have at the 100-mile distance that I haven't yet gotten to do. I feel very fortunate that I've been able to run so many events around the world, and this one is piquing my interest, and I think this might be the year. So it takes place in October, and it is literally on the other side of the world from where I live. So it is going to be an epic travel experience if I end up going and doing this, but all these races excite me and are that motivating carrot that I'm using right now. So would love to hear what you guys are eyeing for this year, or if you're already signed up for some stuff. There's obviously plenty of time to figure out your race calendar for the year. We'll see how it all pans out, but that's gonna be it for this video. See you guys next week.